Hello everyone, Mr. Happy here, and welcome to Final Fantasy Bestiary. This series is dedicated towards discovering the history and the lore behind some of Final Fantasy's most iconic creatures and characters. This video, we will take a look at the seductive Lamia. Also pronounced Lamia or Lamia or Lamia for plural, this creature draws inspiration from many works of Greek mythology over the years. The most common myth refers to a queen of Libya called Lamia. She acted as a mistress of Zeus, which infuriated his wife Hera to the point where she killed all of Lamia's children and transformed her into a monster that devours other children. This legend has been retold many times with many different interpretations of why Lamia became a child-eating demon. In some cases, it is said that part of her becoming a monster turned the lower half of her body into a serpent's tail. Eventually, some myths said that the Lamiae were demons similar to the succubi in that they seduced men before feeding on their blood. I could go on for a pretty long time covering all the variations of the different inspirations and myths, but it seems Square Enix took a few select aspects into account when modeling their Lamiae. They all have a serpent's tail as the lower half of their body, and often use abilities that cause severe status ailments. This seems to draw from both the legend of the Libyan queen and that of the seductive demon. While in some cases the upper half seems more human to give them an attractive lure to young men, many cases also wildly distort the upper half, making it clear they are some sort of demon or deadly creature. On occasion, their upper bodies also resemble serpents, going so far as to model them similar to Medusa, a Greek gorgon known for having snakes for hair and turning men to stone should they look her in the eyes. In cases where they resemble Medusa, they often have the ability to petrify opponents who happen to be looking at them at the wrong time. The Lamia first appeared in Final Fantasy II towards the middle portions of the game. Right off the bat, they became popular for their ability to charm party members and turn them against each other. There was also a boss, the Lamia Queen, of course playing on the Lamia of Greek mythology. This enemy was only slightly stronger than its normal counterparts, and it just needed to be beat to continue the game. As the series continued, the Lamiae continued to populate dangerous sections of the game, appearing in Final Fantasies 3, 4, and 5 either as common enemies or palette-swapped bosses. After Final Fantasy V, however, the Lamia disappeared from the main titles in the series for several years. It wasn't until Final Fantasy IX where we would next see them, and in this appearance, they take a drastic change. Instead of being a beautiful woman for the top half, they instead have an entirely snake body from head to toe. Moving into Final Fantasy XI, the Lamiae were a notoriously annoying tribe of beastmen from the Near East region of Ot-Urgan. Similar to their Final Fantasy IX counterparts, the Lamiae here were snakes from head to toe, their hair taking the shapes of different snakes and serpents. Not only are they capable of charming players to do their bidding, they were also able to raise and control the undead, turning their homeland of Arapago Reef into an undead civilization. This ability was born out of necessity since the Lamiae's smaller numbers made them pretty vulnerable to their enemies otherwise. It is even said that some of them enter the cities of the Ot-Urgan Empire during the night to hunt new victims and use their bones to create new undead. Some even believe that perhaps the Lamiae are chimeric in nature, a race created through experimentation as opposed to being naturally born. This is highly likely as several of the more powerful Lamiae are actually numbered and don't possess names of their own. This holds true to their sister race too, the Meros, whom are more mermaid-esque chimeras that occasionally help the Lamiae in battle. As a beastman tribe, the Lamiae seek to protect their civilization and seek the power of the astral candescence, an object that blesses the region of whomever controls it. To this end, they are led by their leader, Medusa, whom possesses deadly aim with a bow and the ability to petrify players. I'm sure you figured that out based on what we said before. This chimeric origin appears to hold true in Final Fantasy XIV as well, where a similar race of Lamiae appear in very limited quantity in areas influenced by the Allagan Empire. It is likely that the Allagan created them as a race of chimeric weapons, indicated by their location in the bioweapon storage facility in the Shards of Dalamud. A single Lamia does appear in the Void Ark as well, which is Miachian in origin, not Allagan, though it's possible that sometime in the era following the Allagan Empire, that the Miachians or the creatures from the Void began using Lamiae to forge more powerful beasts. Now, the Lamiae have appeared in a great many off titles in the series as well. It is a staple creature in fantasy RPGs, and thus no surprise that it continues to appear in the Final Fantasy series. I expect to see more of it as the series continues, but where is a bit of a mystery. Thank you for watching this episode of Final Fantasy Bestiary. Be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and share, and check out my other Bestiary videos as well. Anyway, I'll see you next time, and until then, take care.